Hey, so I wanted to make a video sharing my thoughts on some current things that I may change my opinion about in the future, but I have some thoughts on them right now that I kind of wanted to share so that in the future I could look back and see how my thoughts and maybe my predictions came true. So this video is going to be a little controversial because I'm going to talk about some of my friends who have entrepreneurial journeys or they have ideas that they want to work on. And I guess I'll start off with saying like the main thing I wanted to say in this video is a lot of ideas stay ideas. And I think one of the reasons that I've been successful in my entrepreneurial journey is because I take those ideas and I do something with them. They're not ideas for very long until they're actually something. Something I can sell, something I can post, some website that you can look at. And I'm going to give you 3 examples of friends that are people, family in my life that are kind of on the same path, and they're just letting their ideas stay ideas. They have plans to turn them into real things, but right now they're just ideas. And the first one is, I've got a cousin who is working on a crypto thing. So I'm definitely in the crypto industry, and they saw a video I posted on Facebook about crypto stuff, and that got them interested, and they reached out to me and they were asking me if I had like advice and if I could help them, and just kind of reaching out, seeing what my thoughts were, if I could help them and stuff. And I said, yeah, I'd love to help you, but you got to tell me what you need help with. And anyways, they ended up launching, they had this idea to launch this crypto course, which actually it's like 80% of my income right now is from a crypto course. So I'm the guy to ask if you want to make money from a crypto course. And they've been telling me this for like months. They called me probably 6 months ago, and then maybe 3 months ago just to check up, ask again. And they texted me, but the thing is, it's still an idea. Like they've given me the logo, and I said, hey, this logo looks better than this logo, and I kind of gave my feedback. And then they gave me the name of the project, and I like the domain, the .com, and I keep going to that, and it's empty. There's no website up. They said they were going to make a YouTube channel. There's no YouTube channel with this name unless they've changed it. I don't think they've changed it. And my thing is, like, they've already recorded videos. They said the videos were in editing. They should be done pretty soon. This was probably 2 months ago. So it stayed an idea. It's not a website. It's not an actual YouTube thing. Something that you can go and visit and see. It's just stayed an idea. I'll give you another example of another friend who is like the same point in time right now, is like going through the same thing. And the second friend has actually done this before, where he has an idea and he thinks through it for a month. You know, like, this is a problem I'm going to run into, how am I going to solve it? Here's another problem I'm going to run into, how am I going to solve it? Here's another problem, how am I going to solve it? And they brainstorm these ideas for so long that they don't actually work on a product. They don't put code out into the world. They don't create something that you can use. And I'm not being critical, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but what I am saying is in the past, I have went from idea to... The faster you go from an idea to a product that you can actually use or sell or see something tangible, usually the quicker those results are. And there's like a little feedback cycle. So if you go from idea to product and you get your product out into the real world, you get feedback, you can immediately go back, change your product to what the people want it, and give it back out to them, come back, change it a little bit more until it's just perfect. And the faster you can make that feedback cycle, usually the better the product is. And in this case, it's like this just stayed in idea mode, and they're thinking about problems. I'm recording a video. So, it's just stayed an idea for so long that it never becomes actually something. I think she's just staring at me. The first person wanted to create a crypto course, and they like straight up recorded it, and hasn't put it out anywhere. And I guess the first problem, the way that I would have done that differently, is I would have gained an audience first, and then asked them what they wanted in a crypto course, which is actually exactly what I did to launch my crypto course, and say, hey, do you guys want this? And they say yes, and then I make it. That way I know people want it, and even more so, I actually sold it before I had anything. So I know that people wanted it, because they were definitely paying for it. And that's what I would have done differently in the first situation with the crypto course. The second one, the thing that the second friend was actually working on was some form of encryption setup. And they're thinking about how can they make it encryption for a large amount of people so that they don't have to hold passwords, that they can keep them on a device or something. And instead of just thinking about, hey, here's a problem that we may run into, how are we going to solve it now? What I would have done is I would have made an MVP, a minimal viable product, the smallest version of that product that you could actually put in people's hands and test, and have them test it. And if you give it to 20 people and 18 of them are like, I'm never going to use this, that's a great lesson. Then you can move on to your next idea. But if 12 of them are like, this is great, I just wish it was a little smaller, or I wish I didn't have to do this step. You now have a new problem that you would have never have came up with if you were just an idea in your brain and it was just like going on, you're trying to solve problems that may not even be problems in the future. And the third one, my other friend, he's gotten a lot better about this, about going from idea to actually something. He used to do, I say pretty bad, but he used to be pretty bad about having ideas and hyping them up and then never doing anything about it. Now he's gotten better. But even still, I see he has the talk stuff up to where working on a project, or going to work on a project, and he wants to do this and it's going to do this, and it never gets there. He talks about it, he's going to do it now and he's going to do it next week and the next month, and then sometimes it just sits there for 6 months, a year. And so the purpose of this video is kind of a reminder to myself that if when I look back at things that I have done really successfully, whether that be a course, whether that be a website that I've built, whether that be something that I've like tangibly built here, like this pool retainer. It was like I thought about it for a little bit. I could have really thought about how many bricks I needed, or how deep I needed to dig the dirt, or how many cubic feet of dirt I needed to move out, or I could just start digging. And when it comes to projects like that, when I have an idea, the quicker I go into action, usually the better results are. Now, I definitely don't go too early. I definitely probably lean on the side that I think maybe a little bit more, but I don't think too much. Like, in these three friends, the first one that does a crypto course, I mean, they've been talking about it for 6 months and there's nothing out. Not even a single video. The web page isn't even up. Like, you need to stop talking about it. You need to go do something. The second one with the code, he's had this idea before. It's a little different, but it's still a encryption method, and he didn't make that last encryption method. And even before that, we worked on an app together. We worked on the app together. We never launched the app because we kept thinking of ideas of how to make it better. And so that I realized that in my own journey of that we it would have been a lot better if we just made a very simple app, published it to the App Store, and see what people thought of it. I feel like for a lot of products, they spend a year developing them, and then they actually finally launch them to people, and people just don't care because they're not a good product, or they spent way too much thinking about it and not enough on marketing. In most cases, in my experience, it's like 20% building, 80% marketing, which means however long you spend on building something, you need to spend 5 or 4 times as much marketing it. And that's exactly what I do with my courses. I think I spent like 2 months creating the initial course, and now all I do is market it. This course is already built, I just have to keep selling it. And it's the same way with the other crypto course. It's like absolutely no marketing, just building for 6 months, not even really building because there's nothing out there. So I'm kind of ranting now, and that's kind of what this video was supposed to be. I kind of had some thoughts on stuff and I wanted to get them onto something so I could stop thinking about them for a little while. But it seems like in the world there's a lot of people who say they are going to do something, that they are promising to do something, that they're working on something, and then there's no deliverable. There's no final thing to hand to someone and say, this is what I've built. And so that's something that I probably need to be reminded of more in the future, is that if I am working on a project, I probably thought about it enough. I just need to go and do something. Like the next thing I'm going to be working on is a Web3 bootcamp. And my goal is to launch that really soon. I sent out a poll. I said, are people interested in this? And the results that I got back are the amount of, I also asked them how much they would pay for it. And the results of how many people are interested in it, how many people would pay for it, and the price that I asked would be over $100,000. So it's immediately I need to get started on that project because people want it and they're interested in it. And not that I need to sit here and think about what lessons and order they need to go through. I just need to work on it, see what people think of it, and then tweak it again, make it a little bit better, and then work on it some more. This video is almost 10 minutes long, 9 minutes long, so I need to go ahead and hop off here. I'll talk to you guys later. The short snippet of this video, if I could put it in a single sentence, is that sometimes you think too much about ideas, and ideas go to the grave. They never become real things. I'll talk to you guys later.